Hey everybody, welcome. Happy Monday. I know, right, Ramona? That's so surreal. Well, thank you guys so much for tuning in at our special time today so that my husband didn't have to wake up early, and he's a night owl. So he's just pulling together his last minute details, and then he will be joining us shortly. Hi, Jerry. Well, we are your family here. We have our virtual family here on YouTube and Facebook and Instagram and all the fun social networks. So Chuck is backstage. Give me a thumbs up when you're ready. He's ready, so let's bring him in. Well, in one moment. In one moment. He never fails. Okay, here we go.
Hey!
Hey!
Hasta luego.
How's it going?
I'm good. How are you, baby?
Long time no see. We are in the same home. For those of you who don't know us, we're just in our separate quarters. Hey, Liz. Hey, Sandy. Hey, Patty, Jackie, Tanya, Melissa, Ramona.
Can I see the list?
Click on comments off to the side over there.
Oh, yeah, okay. Oh, yeah, look. Patty, Sandy. Oh, look.
Donna and Shelly and Diane.
Hi, Chris. Heather. Oh, it's Heather. So many FIFO. Oh, wow. I'm scrolling. Oh, that's so nice.
Hey, Camelia. Hey, Debbie. Hey, Tammy. Thank you guys so much for tuning in to celebrate with us. We are just keeping it real low key. Hey, Roberta. And we thought it would be fun to reminisce a little bit and take a look back on our relationship together. My phone on silent. Because even though we have been married for only 2 years, we've been together for almost 11. I think it'll be 11 years in August that we had our first date. So it's been a long, wonderful journey. And, see, so I've put together some fun photos and video clips and things for us to enjoy.
She has some surprises for me, she said. Yeah. And then she laughed. So I don't know.
Hey, you brought it on yourself, mister.
Okay.
You brought it on yourself. So we're going to have some laughs and
at my expense.
Some happy tears. I'm sure you'll have some laughs at my expense too. But hey, Jeanette. Hey, Pam. Hey, Dana, Sammy, Lisa. Thank you guys so much for tuning in. Hey, Suzanne. And hello to everyone who may be watching us on the replay. Thank you guys so much. Be sure to give the video a thumbs up.
Who?
No, not you.
Oh.
Our viewers, give our video a thumbs up. It will help it to reach more viewers that may not already know about our channel. Yeah, so we thought it'd be fun to hang out with you guys, and then we are gearing up to launch our own weekly talk show, Chuck and I together. We're looking at possibly Friday nights.
Gary.
Hey, Carol. Hey, Stephen. And we will hopefully double it as a podcast. I just have to dial into that technology. And we're going to make it a phone-in show. So again, I got to dial in the technology. What?
We are?
Yeah, we're going to let people call in and ask questions.
Okay.
He knows this. He's just being silly. Hey, Cowie Ann and Jerry and Christy and Ruth. And I'm sorry if I don't acknowledge everyone, Perla and Gia, but we're so happy and grateful that you're here. So we're going to get started. So we are going to just take a trip back, stroll along memory lane and all that silly stuff, and take you guys along our journey. Those of you who weren't with us for the whole journey. A lot of you have been here since before the beginning. A lot of you have been with Chuck since his beginning. So we're so grateful to have such a loyal group of friends and fans and viewers. Thank you, Carol. So I've put together a few little slideshows. So I'm going to jump right in, and then we're going to watch some clips of our wedding, and we'll talk about how that all came about. So here we go. Let's see what I have up first. Okay. All right. So
yeah,
I got to go back though.
Yeah, that was the first time we met. That night was the first time we met.
That's right. So for those of you who don't know, the way we met is I was dating someone who was struggling with addiction, and I was looking for someone who had been in that same level of addiction but had beat it and overcome it. And someone had told me about Chuck. So I reached out to him on Facebook and asked him if he could recommend a meeting that I could take my then boyfriend to and hopefully inspire him. And we started connecting on that level, for me, I was trying to help save this man's life. So this photo was fast forward like a year after we had been talking, and my partner at the time had just gotten out of rehab, and Chuck was performing at an event that was, what was the event, honey?
It was a fundraiser for a sober living meeting. They had, it was a sober living house that, held hundreds of meetings. And I was performing with many other people. And I thought it'd be a great venue for him to see, other people from the music business, as well as recovering people having fun, not just the meeting. It was, it was a performance that he might enjoy. So I invited both of you. I said, hey, bring him to this one. This is perfect. So That's what that was.
So he was in sober living at the time and told me that they wouldn't allow him to go to a concert. And I'm like, this is a concert at AA. Okay, it was a cop out. When someone doesn't want to get well, then they have all kinds of, excuses. So I was really pretty heartbroken. But I decided that I was going to go see Chuck perform anyway. And I can't say I had never seen him perform. Let's flash back to when I was 15 or 16. And I did ask my dad to take me to see the guy from Three Dog Night perform at Six Flags over Georgia. So my dad and I stood out in the rain and we saw Chuck, but I honestly never really thought about that again, because Three Dog Night wasn't like one of my bands that I really followed, but I loved the music when I heard it on the radio. So, and when I saw him on the album cover, I thought that guy looks weird, like he's on drugs or something. So I didn't have any interest. But this was my first time really focusing and acknowledging on who Chuck was. And for me, he was like this light in the darkness, this pillar of strength. And I just looked up to him so much for the strength that he had to beat that demon that the person I was with was fighting. So I took my girlfriend Sherry, and I thought maybe if I go, it will inspire me to keep the hope. And then I saw him. Now, when I saw him on Facebook, he looked like he had a mullet, and he was not my type. I'm just like, I didn't even notice him really. I'm just like, whatever. But when I saw him in real life, I was like stunned. It was like I just got shot in the heart with Cupid's arrow, and I thought, oh my God, this is the hottest man in the world.
It's true. It's true.
And I was just in awe of his gorgeousness, and he was just like larger than life. He was like, I felt like this man is like a mountain I could climb. I mean, I was smitten.
That happened.
Unexpectedly smitten. So anyway, what was your impression of me when you first saw me, honey?
I didn't. I was looking at you as someone who was, had a relationship and kind of, it was sad that he didn't show up, and I felt bad for you, but you were, I thought you were in your 20s, so I thought you were like 40 years younger than me. And it wasn't until Chucky said to me,
and Chucky is his son, for those of you who
my
don't know.
son Chucky said, "God, Dad, she's really pretty." And I said, "God, but she's 10 years old, Chuck." And he said, no, she's, you're not that old, Dad. And I went, just the fact that you said that old. So at any rate, I got in my Cadillac SUV, which I loved. I can't remember, what are they called? I can't even remember. That's terrible. Escalade.
Can you pull your hat, Bill, up a little bit, because we can't see your eyes? There we go.
With my big rims. At any rate, we drove away, and I felt bad. I felt bad for you that he didn't show up. So we communicated and tried to come up with some other plans to get him involved. And eventually, you just had enough. So we talked for quite a while, and maybe you can continue.
Okay, so we don't know who. Let me go back. We don't know who this man is.
Oh, I know who he is.
Oh, okay. Well, he just photobombed our picture. That's all I know.
Yeah, he's one of my brothers. See, I've seen this guy for years. He had no idea, that I was in the music business. And you can see by his age, he would have been very familiar. So when he saw that show, he just totally freaked out, because we talk all the time. He's going, I know it really well. It's like one of those things. So he just jumped in the picture because he was just so excited, put his hand on me. I know you. He's just a sweet, sweet man. So that's what that was about.
So after that, that encounter, I spent probably, I think it was another year. Yeah, it was another year, hoping for my partner at the time to get clean and sober, which did not happen. So at a certain point, I had to make the choice, and I couldn't get Chuck out of my mind. I kept putting him out of my mind throughout that whole time. But eventually I decided, why am I waiting for this man to become the man this man already is? So I asked Chuck out. I think I'd asked him out once before, and it didn't really happen. Maybe one time before. But I asked him out at that point, and I'm like, hey, do you want to come and see some friends of mine perform? It's a really great John Lennon tribute show. And my friend Morley, who you guys met on the Vintage Dish, he was there. And so he got to be there when we had our first date. So Chuck came, but he was late. And I was worried he wasn't going to show up. But he made it. And we had already, been flirting and stuff online, and had this little fantasy going about making out in the alley. And anyway, so we're watching the show. This was our first picture. It looks like we've been together forever already. And I mean, I think it was like after the first song, he's like, hey, you want to get out of here? And I'm like, what? I'm like, no, I want you to see this show. Like, what are you talking about? So he's like, oh, okay. So he stayed for the show. He met my friends afterwards, and then he's like, well, let me drive you home or whatever. We drove around. I don't know. I'm sure I drove myself there. But I'm like, he's like, well, why don't we, plan another date? We can go to dinner and have a proper date. And I'm like, but I thought we were going to make out in the alley. And he's like, oh, I thought that was just a joke. I'm like, no, I want to make out in the alley. So we went back to the theater. We made out. Well, maybe not. We kissed and stuff in the alley. But I mean, Chuck dropped trowel in the alley. And I'm just like, you know what? I'm not that kind of girl. I'm not going that far. So anyway, this was our first date. This was our first date picture. And we've been together ever since. So that was the day after my birthday. I want to say it was 2011, I think. And what do we have up next? Okay. So this is one of our next dates, but before we get to this one, we had our second date was going to be going to the movies. And Chuck was talking it all up. Hey, you know, I want you to park in valet and daddy will take care of it and all this stuff.
I never said daddy will take
You
care
did. You were
I
a
did
big
not. I don't do
some
daddy.
kind of smooth talker.
I don't say that kind of stuff.
So I was at the Grove, and so I valet parked, and I went inside and waited for him. He never showed up. And I called my mom, and I was just like really nervous. And she's like, "Well, you've got to call him." And I'm like, "I'm afraid to call him because he's very curt and very, you know, abrupt, and I'm very sensitive. So I'm like, I don't want this man to get mad at me." So I called him and he's like, "I told you that I couldn't make it. I have my daughter and I canceled. And I told you that. I texted you that." And I'm like, "I never got a text. I'm sorry." And anyway, it turns out that he is dyslexic and he had reversed the digits. So he sent the text to someone else. And so then he felt badly. And he's like, "Well, why don't you come over another day? We'll plan another visit." So we had another date. He sat me down on his couch and like interviewed me. And
What?
you did. You're like, "So
like,
tell me about your dreams and your aspirations."
oh,
And I'm like, "Okay, whatever." So I did whatever. Anyway, so then we fast forward to this was in October. It was a Halloween party I put together for my nanny job.
it was really great. She put the whole thing together. It was really huge. I mean, a huge event. Many, many venues. I mean, there was 20 different vendors, and it was great.
Yeah, so it was on a huge property at a mansion where I worked, and I pretty much like pulled every friend I had that had a talent or a business or something to offer, and I created all of these trick or treat stations throughout the property so the kids could go through and participate in all these different activities and then get prizes and candy and all kinds of fun. So I'm like, "Why don't you bring your daughter?" So this is his youngest daughter, Annabelle, who I think was 10 at the time. And the movie Enchanted had just come out. So I was dressed as Giselle and I was wearing this big white wedding gown from a previous engagement where the wedding never happened. So I made use of the gown. But seeing as how one of my first dates is in a wedding gown with my husband, I think that was pretty serendipitous. I mean, it looks like we're getting married right here. And this is my friend Greg. And we were watching a magician perform some magic. And Chuck has the little werewolf in his pocket. But it was a really fun time. And Chuck was very much a bachelor, not wanting to have a relationship. So he kept me very much at a distance. And I was fine with that because I was still healing from my past relationship. And so it took a while for him to finally, you know, make me a public thing. I think it was January of the following year that he finally posted a picture. This was our first picture that he posted.
Oh, that was another sober event where I was the main speaker.
Yeah.
Remember the girl that walked up to us and asked me, what did she ask?
I guess, like, "Is this your daughter?"
Exactly. That's what she asked.
I just got that at the dentist the other day. "Oh, are you Chuck's daughter?" I'm like, no, I'm not. I'm his wife. I mean, it's always a little embarrassing for both parties, but I'm legit old enough. Okay, guys, I really am. But I'll say that when you posted this on your social media, it caused a lot of chaos because you had been a bachelor for a good many years. And now you're being seen dating somebody. So it was a lot.
You know what? Let's try to find these glasses. You know, the white ones with, you know, the clear. Anyway, I'll just remember.
Okay. Yeah, we'll talk about that later, honey. Let's see what we have next. Okay, so this is then we started going on dates. I still had never spent the night at his house. Okay, He had such a wall up that I didn't spend the night with him, I don't think, for like the first year. So we would go on movie dates with his daughter, and I would bring my nanny kid, and we would go on dates and remember how he was late to our first date. Well, I was late to this particular date, but I'd called and let him know that I had got hung up with my job. I'm working. But when I got there, he was very angry, and he made me cry for the first time at the movie theater. Don't you remember that?
I guess so. I
Because
don't
you were like, being late is very disrespectful, and I don't tolerate it.
maybe I didn't get your text.
You got my text, honey.
Oh, I did. Okay.
I think it was just another way for you to try to push people away. But we had a lot of fun on our movie dates, and then, we start getting closer. And this is a picture I took with Chuck when he was nude.
What? Yeah, put. Why are you showing this?
You put it on Facebook.
Oh, did I really?
Yes.
Okay, never mind.
And I'm like, you can't be posting a picture of, it doesn't show the bottom half, but I'm like, you can't do this. So you wrote, it's really hot today. It was a pool day, is what you captioned it as, a pool day.
Okay. Yes. Well, see, there you go.
But the truth is more entertaining than your fiction. Okay.
Yeah.
And then this is a picture where we went to see the same show, again, years later, that we saw on our first date. And that's when I used to be a redhead. I think I was a redhead when I met him.
No,
But
you were a redhead when you met me, I don't think.
Yeah, I had red hair. I can go back, but I don't want to.
Well,
not when I met you the very first time, but when we started dating on our first date, I had red.
Gotcha.
Yeah, but we loved this picture. We thought it was a good one.
Yeah.
And then this is when we went on the first Happy Together tour, and you crawled into my bunk.
Ooh.
No, and you just told me that like I was going to be okay, and you were going to take care of me, because it was like going to a new high school. Like, I came on the bus 3 weeks into the tour. There had never been a woman on the tour. So it was a lot.
Except for Susie Cowson.
No, before Susan, before me, there was never a woman on the tour. I was the first woman on the tour bus. Susan came years later.
Oh, okay. Gotcha.
Yeah. So it was scary, it was scary. I had just quit my nanny job and given everything up to go on tour with you. And you were very kind. And of course, all the band members welcomed me. All the artists welcomed me.
They loved having you there.
And everyone became our family. And then, of course, there were the haters. And we got this shirt made at the fair, because there were, there's always a lot of hate. When you have love, you have the balance, and the hate comes. So we had those people that, didn't like that I was so young, didn't like that Chuck was with anybody, period. But I have to say that I am truly blessed, because the core of your fan base fell in love with me and completely embraced me. And I'm going to get emotional right now, because I just can't express how grateful I am to all of you who have become such a huge part of our lives and our family. So thank you guys. And then
is here.
What was that?
Connie's here.
Oh, hey, Connie.
I'm sorry. Go on.
No, it's just been a journey for sure.
All right. Here.
So there was a period of time during our early years that Chuck ghosted me. And I don't know, maybe for a month or two, he just didn't contact me anymore. He was going through his own, his own thing. So during that time, I have some fun little photos. Let's see. Make sure I pull up the right ones. This is it. Nope.
You know,
Yes.
she's getting to meet my family. It's, you know,
Well, we had our first, overnight was on a New Year's Eve, and that's where I met Chris, who's I'm sure she's here in the chat. And I met your stepson, Barry. Of course, I met Chucky on the first night. But anyway.
And Annabelle was with me.
Right.
So you with Annabelle.
So while Chuck, so use this. So Chuck ghosted me, right? And I was just like beside myself. And I was not the kind that was going to chase after him and bug him and whatever. I'm just like, whatever. So I decided I'm going to go ride motorcycles.
You had your sneakers on, young lady.
No, I have boots on.
No, I'm talking about, that was a chasing joke.
Oh, I did not even bother you. I only sent one text that had your face on a milk carton.
Oh, I thought you were sending these suggestive pictures. I thought that was the time.
That was not the time I did that. I wasn't. No. When you ghosted me, I created a milk carton poster missing, and it had your face on it.
That's funny.
So yeah, I went riding motorcycles.
I don't know what happened. Why was I ghosting? Did I chicken out or something?
You went through something that made you feel like you didn't want to be close to anybody.
Oh, do you know what it was?
Yeah, but you probably don't want me to talk about it here.
Okay, was it Chucky or was it?
No.
Okay.
No, you got hurt by some of your family.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So you just shut down.
Yeah.
So I went riding motorcycles, and then I went out to clubs and wore lingerie, and of course posted it all on Facebook, hoping that it would, get his attention and he would come back. I don't think he probably even noticed it or saw it, but that's okay. I was having fun. So then we went out on the tour. I think we did the Happy Together tour for 6 years, I want to say.
Well, how do we get back together?
Oh, well, that you just decided you wanted some company, and you called me up one day and I came back.
Okay.
Yeah.
I remember what happened. I remember it was terrible.
Yeah, you remember now.
It's very, very, it's very, very bad.
Right.
Yeah, this is sometimes, for me, when people you love and these things happen, I just withdraw. And I used to get angry, and people know I was angry, but I grew up and like that. That's the point. I just withdraw. At that time in my life, enough had happened that I said I'm okay with myself. I don't need. Plus, I just needed some time to heal. So it wasn't even that I wanted to be alone, not because that was a decision for the rest of my life. It was just at that point in time I needed to just digest this and kind of go through the grieving period. I learned that much. You must go through, the point where you go through all the stages, and then you come to acceptance, and then you surrender, and you go, that's it. So that's what it took.
Mm-hmm.
Here it is.
And I was patient, and we fell in love on the Happy Together tour. I remember sitting in just a basic kind of hotel room, and him sitting in a chair and I was on the bed, and he was like, please don't ever leave me. I don't think I could handle it if you ever left me. And he's like, I think I'm falling in love with you. And I'm like, oh my gosh. So then we really became an official couple. And here's one of our.
Oh, look how hot you look. What are you wearing? What is that? It looked like a pole dancer or something.
Oh, stop. It was just a little romper. It was a romper.
Men's club.
No, and you're wearing leather pants.
I know. Well, that's true. Yeah. What happened to that jacket? We gave that away, right?
I think you decided it was too tight. You didn't like it, so we
gave
it
right.
in a raffle.
Well, look at this. I'm looking at you lovingly. Well, you're getting ready to go out and do your business on the tour.
Yeah, we're on the tour bus. This is our tour life. And the photographer who shot him for AARP magazine took this picture and sent it to me. And it's one of my favorites. And then here we are. I became Chuck's manager and started wearing a blazer and trying to be more professional. And so this is one of our later shots. Probably the year we ended up getting engaged.
Oh, really?
I think we may have used that as our press release. It's not showing the entire image, it's cropping it in, but this is some of our family on the tour. Ron Dante and the Cowsills.
Paul
and
Cowsill, Susan Cowsill, and there is our leader, Mark Volman. That's a nice man. I've known Mark, you know, not only from the 60s because of work. He lived right down the street from me, so I would see Mark all the time. And one of the houses Mark lived in, Jimmy Greenspoon moved into right after he left. And then the next house that he lived in and moved, then when he moved, Danny Hutton moved into that house. And Danny Hutton was the best man in Mark's wedding. So we all knew each other just very well. So, you know, it's kind of, well, I didn't know the Cowsills, but it was kind of, you know, it's like a reunion. And it's definitely a reunion of souls, of, you know, of troubadours. You know, we all live the same life. We have this connection, this bond. We know that we've all gone through, and you know, we're living the same life. So you know, it's wonderful being with them.
Yeah, and the Cowsills like immediately became like family to us. In fact, we invited them to come to dinner with us on my birthday, and which was going to be the night Chuck proposed. But we will get to that.
You just gave it away.
Well, honey, it's part of
You just should have said my birthday. We're going out for my birthday. Let's go back and
I'll let you tell the story, but first
you're going to tell the story. But okay, so we didn't know anything, but it was her birthday. Okay, there we go.
Okay, well, I suspected. I remember.
Oh, you did? I didn't know that.
Well, I gave you the ring because we went and bought the ring before we went, like on our tour break. We went and picked it out together. And then I gave it to him in a little pouch, like a big pouch, so he didn't lose it. And I'm like, you can have it. And then you can, you know, whenever you decide to propose, you can propose. So I remember calling Susan Cowsill and saying, oh my God, I saw the pouch and it's unzipped and empty in his suitcase. I think that he's going to propose tonight on my birthday. And she's like, oh my God. So we're like, you know how women do. Anyway,
girl,
but a couple years before he proposed, he gave me a promise ring. He took me out on my birthday while we were on tour, and he's like, well, let's pick out a ring. And I'm like, well, what does this ring mean? You know, like, he's like, well, it's just a promise that, you know, we're going to work towards marriage. And I'm like, okay. I'm like, it's progress, I guess, from a man who never was going to get married again. So I proudly accepted, and this was my promise ring that I got a couple years before we actually got engaged. And I love it, and I still wear it, and I love it so much. All right. So before we get into the wedding and the engagement and all of that, let's take a look back at Chuck Negron before he met me.
When I was a bachelor?
Let's take a look at Bachelor Chuck Negron. Now, I'm going to have to put these videos on mute so we don't get in trouble with copyrighted music. But you guys just imagine rap music playing, okay? And by the way, Chuck was a trendsetter because they have now, YouTube has now gone and turned all of his videos into shorts. If you guys are familiar with YouTube, YouTube now has shorts, which are like reels. They're just short videos. So all of his videos have been converted to shorts.
I didn't know that. I didn't know that.
Yeah, I just found it out today when I was revisiting them.
I thought I deleted a lot of those videos because they were kind of crazy.
Well, you didn't delete them. I went in and put them, a lot of them on lockdown where they're private. But these were a couple that were still there, and I guess have been there all these years. So you guys will get to take a look at Chuck Gone Wild. Let's see. Okay.
Oh, that's crazy. Oh my God, look at me. Oh my God.
Now I'm just checking to make sure the volume was off before I pull it on the screen.
Oh, you can't put the music on, huh?
No, I'll get in trouble.
Oh, okay. Got you.
You should know that.
Yeah,
Copyright music. All right, here we go. All right, and
really
sorry
tiny.
guys. This is the first time I've screen shared, so I have to figure out how to make it go. All right.
Oh my God. Oh, that was for Shanti. I sent that to Shanti.
You put it on YouTube.
I know, but I sent it. That was for Shanti. It was a dancing thing that she said Dad can't dance, and so I did that for Shanti. That's what the rap music was about, because she loves rap music. Anyway, that's, I can't believe I can't believe.
Okay, well, that one was for Shanti.
Yeah, that was for Shanti.
We'll accept that, but let's see
Too
what
bad you
kind
can't hear
of,
the music. Can't you just hit? Oh,
we
well.
cannot, Chuck. I will get demonetized.
Generic. We got to put generic music on it. Then.
Well, it's on your channel. I don't care what happens.
Okay, gotcha.
But this next one, let's see what excuse you have for this one.
No, but that was the truth. That was for Shanti.
I know, but let's see what you say about this one, because you know, it's all very interesting. All right, give me a minute to pull it up here. And it's going to be this one.
I'm in my underwear.
Yeah.
Oh God, this is another Shanti one.
It doesn't say Shanti on it.
No, it doesn't. Well, who is it?
And I mean, come on, honey. You're not dancing in your underwear for your daughter. Let's be honest.
No, I wonder what that was for.
It was for you to entertain yourself, I'm sure.
Yeah, I'm sure it was. I got a couple of thumbs down.
Anyway, that was my husband before.
I love to dance. I'm a dancer at heart, you know. When I was a kid and I took tap and ballet, you know, I loved it, but it was so hard. I was so bullied. I don't know why. They're just the big boys. They said, "What's wrong with you dancing with all those girls?" And I said, "When you get a little older, you'll understand about the girl thing." Okay.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm. So if those are still out there, just imagine what kind of stuff we have on lockdown.
My sister, boy, my Nancy could dance. We once entered a dance contest at the Y, and we did the cha-cha, and oh my God, she was she won. We won, but she won. You know, I mean, it was unbelievable. Yeah, she was great dancer.
All right. Well, I figured it's only fair that I should show some of my single pictures.
Of course,
which are not anything, as bad as his.
Don't show them, the dancing ones at the club.
Dancing at the club? I don't dance at the club. I don't know what you're talking about.
It's very not. We have a pole in our house, by the way.
No, we don't, Chuck. Don't. Oh my God, you guys. You guys know I am not that kind of girl. Okay, so here's one of my pictures from my single days. And even though I went on my first date with Chuck in this dress, like maybe 6 months later, he told me I absolutely could not leave the house in that dress again with him, and it made me cry. I'm like, why? I wore this on our first date. He's like, you were single then and you're not now. So I had to retire this dress, and literally I had worn this dress since I was in my 20s all the way through my 30s. It was my hot dress.
Well, you could have got so many different hot dresses that almost like that, but just without the plaid, the whole thing,
Well, anyway, and then this is when What happened to
I
it?
think the guys will agree with me.
I
Maybe
understand
the
it
girls,
now.
Maybe even the girls.
Morley and I were each other's wing person, and when we were living the single life, and here I am in my schoolgirl plaid again, showing
He's got a
some
tux on.
super yeah, his tuck shirt. And so before I met Chuck, I was out wearing my hot outfits, and then by day I was the birthday party fairy and princess, and that was a lot of fun. All right, so next up we will get into the engagement, and Chuck actually arranged to ask my father for his blessing, which I thought was so meaningful to me, that he was that old-fashioned, and it just meant so much. So let's take a look. So here we are at the dinner where Chuck asked my father for his blessing. And were you nervous at all, honey?
You know, yeah, a little, but no, yes, a little, but I knew, you know, he liked me, I liked him, we got along really well, and you know, I felt it was going to go well, because we did enjoy each other's company. So, you know, and he was very gracious, and you know, he said some, you know, stuff like, you know, take care of my daughter, and you know, make sure she's, you know, always taken care of, and she, you know, he was very much the father, and asked me, you know, concerns about my health and all this different stuff. He's good, you know, he did the dad thing, and not the dad thing. He was a father. He was a good father, and he asked appropriate questions.
But it was intimidating since Chuck has been married several other times, but this is my first marriage. But the fact that he had not gone the traditional route of asking someone's father, giving an engagement ring, all of those things had not happened before. So I felt it was special, since it was his first time in those traditions. So that was very meaningful to me.
Yes.
And then here we are on the way to my birthday dinner. We're in an Uber. We're on tour. We were in Milwaukee, Wisconsin, I think. And we were going to a place called Carnivore. And we have
Carnivore, yeah.
the Calsills and Chuck and I going to my birthday dinner. And why I decided to wear that horrible flower in my hair, I do not know. I was out of my mind. It's so tacky. But here we are at the restaurant. It was just so beautiful. It had like rock walls, and oh my gosh, it was very dimly lit.
Really a beautiful place.
But it was a beautiful place. And a lot of fun. And of course, the Calsills love their milk. They did milk commercials back in the day. They still love milk.
They drink, I mean, especially Paul. I mean, Paul drinks more milk than I've ever seen anyone drink in my life. And I'm not just saying this guy drinks milk all day.
So they're toasting to the milk. And then Chuck proposed. I had the video. Here it is. Yeah. Okay. So the video is very fast and it's very dark, but Susan Calsill at least caught the moment. So we'll go ahead and pull it up. And here I got to turn the volume on for this one. Okay, here we go. Well, we can't hear it.
Yes.
No, I wasn't the best at it.
So that was that was the proposal. Chuck, I think, was nervous. Were you nervous, honey?
Yeah. I don't drink or anything, so I just was, a la natural. And so I was a little nervous, but it was, so are you.
Yeah, me too.
You felt something was coming.
I was very nervous. And I don't drink either, so I just had Shirley Temples. So then we started planning the wedding. It was going to be in March of 2020. Everybody knows what happened in March of 2020. So I was going to have a big wedding in Georgia. Chuck's fan base helped to fund the wedding through and different things that we offered. We actually had a lot of his fans coming to the wedding, and we did promotions and things to help fund it. We were doing like a high quality live stream we were going to offer, multi-camera. And of course, everything changed because in March 2020, the pandemic hit. And so we had to cancel the wedding because it felt it was going to be way too dangerous for Chuck. So I made that decision pretty early on. I just went ahead and made that decision. And then, at the time you thought, well, this will be over in a few months or something, and then when we realized it wasn't going to be, we started considering other options. And we were going to get married here locally and just have a very small wedding with just family and a few local friends. But then the lockdown happened. So we had to then cancel the second wedding. So now, a month passes, and I think, whenever everything was shut down, then so was the courthouse. The courthouses were shut down, so you couldn't get a marriage license. And we didn't get the marriage license because we were going to be getting it in Georgia. But I got to thinking one day, when I signed up for that small venue here that was an all-in-one place, I'm like, I wonder if they went ahead and procured the wedding license. So I called them, and they said, actually, we did, and it's going to expire in 3 weeks. So I'm like, okay, well, let's get married on our balcony. Because with Chuck's lung disease, his doctor absolutely forbid him to leave the house. I mean, he made it very clear, Chuck, you cannot leave the house. Anyone in your house cannot leave the house. Like, it's that dangerous. So I'm like, how can we hold this off without him being exposed to anyone or me being exposed to anyone? So I started planning to put our wedding together, to have it here at our house. And I started looking like, how can we access somebody on the street? Like, we could have someone down on the street, but our patio upstairs, the big one that you guys always see me filming on, you can't look down, like the wall is too high. And then we have these small patios off of our dining room and living room, but one of them needs repair. It is not safe to stand on. And the other one I wasn't sure about, but I went out there and I scoped it out, and I'm like, like, we could have somebody drive into that alley and stand down in that parking lot and marry us right here. And then we can create a more involved wedding, like, prettier for the fans live stream. So that was going to require me to clean the patio, which we had kind of abandoned our upstairs patio for many years, and it was filled with spiders and old plants, and it was very intimidating. But that's how I think. I mean, I went out there like in long sleeves and a hoodie and rain boots and gloves, and I'm like cleaning everything up because I didn't want to get spider bit. But now I'm out there and I'm fine. Anyway, so let me pull up our next set of slides. And it starts off with Chuck and I. Whoops, let me go back.
That's
we're scoping out the area.
Annabelle.
Well, this is, I think Charlie was visiting you in this photo.
No, they came to take the pictures.
No, this was not the wedding, honey. See how you're wearing a hat?
Yeah, I know, but that's Charlie and Annabelle. They came to visit, and there's the pool.
Yeah, honey.
Yeah.
This is when Charlie came to visit you only, not
Oh, that's just
Annabelle.
Charlie.
Yeah.
Okay.
This was your first visit, social distanced.
Oh my
But
God.
this shows how we were gonna arrange for the minister to come. The minister would be on the other side of that hedge and that alley back there, and
Okay.
we would stand on this balcony.
Okay.
And then this is us cleaning the patio together, getting it ready. And Chuck reviving all the flowers. And then Rondante bought me.
You made those. Amy made those.
Yeah, Rondante bought me a cricket for my wedding gift. So I made tons of flowers because I wanted to have like a flower wall to take our pictures against. So I made so many flowers. And then here I am after I had put them all up to create this little backdrop for us to do our wedding.
It was really pretty. I think it stayed up for a year.
Oh, stop it. It did not. So this is what it looked like behind the scenes, because I mean, I couldn't possibly make enough flowers to fill the whole thing. I mean, after a point I had to stop. So, but it worked fine for what we did close in. And I had a fan out there. It was extremely hot. It was so hot. The last photo on this slide is me about having a heat stroke. I was having to go out there and literally, remember, honey, I would have to get up at like 7 a.m. and it would already be 80 degrees out there.
Yeah.
And then it was like 3 days before the wedding, and I'm trying to pull all this off. And then this is the other side. We did our ceremony in front of this piece right here. And that's me having my heat stroke.
Oh, God.
And here I am in the wedding gown I never got to wear. This was my big ball gown before it was altered. And luckily, I had gotten a second dress for the reception that was more practical to wear in the house. And I'd had the train cut off of it so that I could dance during the reception. So I ended up wearing that dress for our at-home wedding. But I had a huge wedding party. I'm blessed to have so many amazing friends in my life throughout my life, and I wanted to try and include as many as I could. So I think I had like a bridal party of like 20 people or something, and I don't know. I had so many bridesmaids. I had bridesmen. It was crazy, but Chuck was so sweet. He made a little portrait of one of his collages that he likes to make.
Well,
And he made like a virtual wedding party photo for me. Okay, so before we get to that, we had the virtual bachelor and bachelorette parties. So this was Chuck's little promo for his virtual bachelor party with all his friends and his brother. And you had a lot of fun with that, didn't you, honey?
Yeah.
I mean, they probably watched porn or something. I don't know what they did.
Oh, stop. It was on the air. None of these guys would do that, you know.
I'm just giving you
That's
a hard
something
time.
I never had to do, you know. Oh,
yeah.
There you are. You're well, yeah, you could have showed mine. I had my video. I had all the guys. Anyway, go on.
Well, anyway, this is just a little snapshot of some of my bachelorette party that we had on Zoom. It was so much fun. My friend Amy Beth organized it for me. And then here's the little, it's not showing everybody because the way it's cropping everything on here, but Chuck put together this little pretend wedding party photo for me since we didn't get to all be together. And it's really special. And this was our best man, Panyo Wu. He was the best man at the wedding. And my maid of honor was, of course, Princess Pika Pika. And this was the little area we set up for our reception. Originally, we were going to do it outside, but then at the last minute decided let's go inside. So we took an hour break and I set everything up. And this was me after the wedding. And this is Chuck after the wedding.
I think my zipper's open.
It is.
Oh my God.
But we both felt very fulfilled, and we had a virtual reception with so many friends and fans. And ahead of the ceremony that we had out on the out on the patio, we had the actual legal ceremony on the balconies. So we had 2 weddings in one day. And I'm going to share a little video I put together with some royalty-free music for that kind of highlights the legal portion. So I'm going to bring it on. Hopefully I'll learn to get faster bringing stuff on, but you know, I'm doing the best I can. Okay, screen share. Here we go.
It's my wedding day. I'm going to get the marriage license around the corner under our balcony. And take it back up for Chuck to sign. But here I am, masked and ready for our wedding ceremony. I've got my something blue covered, or should I say it has me covered. Anyway, strange days indeed, but I feel truly blessed to be able to marry the man of my dreams, no matter what the circumstances are.
They're all showbiz people.
Yeah, well, it's California. What can you say?
I know.
And I had to drive around and get it and take it back up to Chuck for him to sign, and then take it back down to them.
I had quite a jacket, quite an outfit actually. I had a handmade. I had it made for me just for me. That's before, we were all locked down. Needed to be pressed.
Now he's on the speakerphone because the wind, we couldn't hear each other, so we have him on the speakerphone. And our family, they're on screens off to the side.
Does anybody have any reasons to think that we should not be united? No. Okay, we're good.
And that was Aunt June.
I, Chuck. Take you, Amy. To be my wife. My partner in life. And my one true love. And treasure our friendship. I will love you today. Tomorrow. And forever. Look at Amy.
Yes.
Amy's crying. I remember looking at her. And she was so...
Take you, Chuck. To be my husband. My partner in life. And my one true love. I treasure our friendship. And I will love you today. Tomorrow. And forever.
Yes, I do. I do.
Yes, I do. Yes, I do.
Yes, I do. Perfect.
Love the sound effects.
Hi, Chuck. Take the Amy to be my wife, to have and to hold, in sickness and health, rich and poor, from this day forward.
Yes, we do. I, Amy, take you, Chuck, to be my husband, to have and to hold, in sickness and in health, for rich and for poor, from this day forward.
Now, would you like to say anything else to one another before I pronounce you?
No, we're good.
I love you.
I love you too.
All right. You guys ready?
Yes.
Thanks, everybody. It's already nice to be in the great state of California. I now pronounce you husband and wife. Stop trying to jump. You may not kiss your bride unless you get your permission.
Thank you so much.
Thank you. Thank you.
Hey, Jimmy.
This is Monday.com CRM.
Uh-oh, we don't want to have more ads.
Capture and collect all your leads.
I look terrible.
Manage leads
What?
throughout the entire sales cycle.
No, I needed a haircut. I couldn't get out. I was a little
You
heavy.
you looked amazing, honey.
You look beautiful. Your
Aw,
skin is so
thank you.
perfect.
Aw,
And this little wrinkle.
you're so kind. You're so kind.
Hi,
So-
there's Joni Zeladoni.
Yes, hi.
Bronx Joni.
Oh, so after we did the legal stuff with our family, we had multiple screens. Like you saw all these different phones. We had an Alexa device. We had a
Don't
laptop.
forget Gary.
Yeah, well, I'm getting there.
Yeah, you're getting there. Okay.
So then we did our formal ceremony where we read our vows to one another out on the patio. And that's what we live streamed to all the fans. Hey, cousin Conrad.
Oh, that's nice. That's Conrad Evan.
Yes.
Oh, that's nice.
So we'll share, we'll just share the vows portion. I know you guys probably don't want to see, all the stuff. So we'll keep it short, but we'll share that part because it's very special and it's our special anniversary day. So let's pull it up and revisit. So Gary Puckett from Gary Puckett and the Union Gap was our officiant, and he had gotten his license to do that just for us for our wedding. So it was very special. And unfortunately, since we couldn't be together, he couldn't legally do that for us across the states, but we wanted to still go through with the ceremony that we had planned. And he and his wife, Lori, and I all had written it together. And then, of course, Chuck and I wrote our own vows. So let's pull it up. And if you guys want to watch the entire video that I put together, I did like a virtual procession with our wedding party. And then we have the reception, which I have set to, all of that was set to copyrighted music, which I have it all credited on Chuck's channel. So if you want to subscribe to Chuck on YouTube, the link is here in the video description, and you can watch the full ceremony over there. But here we go.
You want me to go first? Or you gonna go?
Whatever you want.
Okay. I'll go first.
You want to go? Okay. Oh my God!
That's-
Look at me, little fat boy.
Yeah. When I saw you that first night around her
Oh,
call,
look how pretty you are.
I knew you were my destiny. I think we were both stopped in our tracks at that first moment that we both saw each other. I felt like I had been shot in the heart with Cupid's arrow. And I thought, wow, this man is the hottest man in the world. I was first drawn to you because of your incredible strength and overcoming your addiction. But I fell in love with you because of your bright and beautiful soul. We have taken our time to grow and become strong as both a couple and a team business. And we continue to grow together every day. We challenge each other to grow as individuals and support each other to overcome our weaknesses. Together, we can now achieve anything we aspire to and celebrate, including our greatest passion, which is bringing joy to the world and inspiring others to live their lives to the fullest, even when faced with adversity. Today, you're making all my dreams come true by making me your wife. I promise to remain by your side no matter what. I will never leave you. I promise to love you with all my heart and soul, and I promise to protect and defend you. I will be your greatest ally in life, your champion in battle, and I will provide a safe place for you to seek shelter during a storm. I promise to always keep my heart open and shower you with all the love and affection that you so greatly deserve. You are my hero, the love of my life. You keep me on my toes with your quirky sense of humor and unpredictable free spirit. You can still bring me to my knees with just a look. Today is one of the happiest days of my life because you will be my husband and I will be your wife. Chuck Negron, I love you more than anything in this world, and I vow to continue to devote my life to you forevermore.
Well, I don't think I can do. That was fantastic. Okay. Amy, when you came into my life, I was resigned to remain a bachelor and a single parent. You turned my life around by opening my heart to the wonders of having a loving partner in my life. You made it possible for me to continue in my profession in spite of my physical challenges, and you became a creative force in my career. From this day forward, I will cherish our union. I will support you in all your endeavors, protect and love you no matter what obstacles are put in our path. I am proud to have you share my name and spend the rest of my life with you. You are everything to me, and our love and our lives are intertwined in all our endeavors. So we are truly more than a couple. We are a family, and I love you desperately. You are everything to me. I love you, Amy.
I love you too. Okay, Carrie.
Oh my God.
Do you take Amy to be your lawfully wedded wife? Do you promise to love her, honor her, cherish and protect her, forsaking all others and holding only unto her forevermore?
I do.
And Amy, do you take Chuck to be your lawfully wedded husband? Do you promise to love him, honor him, cherish and protect him, forsaking all others and holding only unto him forevermore?
I do.
Let's exchange the rings. They are a symbol of your love and a commitment to each other.
Oh
The
boy.
rings mark the beginning of your journey together as husband and wife. Your wedding ring is a circle, a symbol of love, never ending. It is the seal of the vows you have just taken to love each other without end. Chuck, please place the ring on Amy's left hand and repeat after me.
And we will stop it there. And if you guys want to watch the rest, you can hop over to Chuck's channel and catch the full ceremony there. Oh, wow.
That was very touching. That was very tugged at the emotion string.
Mhm.
That's very sweet. You really made that a wonderful thing. I mean, I never thought we were going to, be able to pull it off. Something so special. Thank you. That was nice.
Oh, thank you, honey. Well, you know me.
Yeah. Yeah, you get it done. It's beautiful.
Well, thank you. So I just I'm so grateful that we got to have that experience together and we got to share it virtually with all of our loved ones, and now with all of you here today. Those of you who may not
Any
have
more
followed
videos?
our journey. What was that, honey?
Any more silly videos?
Listen to him. No, but you can feel free to go peruse
Oh
your
no.
YouTube.
I just haven't. I don't remember those. I mean, I remember. Anyway,
There's plenty more where those came from. So if
Okay.
you guys like that silliness, go over to Chuck's channel, subscribe, and check out his shorts. Well, the short videos. And then we are going to just have a quiet night together at home, catch up on our TV shows because I've been working so much, and I promised Chuck I would take this night off to spend with him. But before we go, we do want to talk to you guys about our show that we're going to start. We're looking at doing it probably on Fridays, maybe 7:00 Eastern, or I have to think about that because I have my crafting show. I had a time picked out, but I can't think of it now. But I'm thinking about starting it in June, and we would love to make it also a podcast so you guys can watch the video version on YouTube and then the podcast you can listen to if you prefer that type of platform. But we don't have a specific theme for the show. We're going to just jump in and see where it takes us. But I thought it would be fun to just start off with taking callers. And I don't know, Chuck might talk about our TV shows that we love to watch, and Chuck and all his silliness, and he's taking a nap.
No. I was actually trying to.
Thinking.
Yeah, I was trying to think. Remember what the art show was about. I couldn't remember what it was. What is it? What do I do?
You take calls from your fans, honey.
Oh, is that what it? Okay, so what does the art come in?
Where does what come in?
You said the art show. When does the art come in?
Art?
I thought you said art show.
R-A-O.
Oh, our show. Yeah, we need that hearing aid thing you talked about.
Yeah, honey. I'm gonna have you
our
make
show. Okay, yeah. Well, there's so much to talk about, and actually, if you find in those videos that we could show some of those silly silly one. So we could put appropriate music to it, that we can actually use. So
There's your
we
sister.
won't go where it's just I was sending it to a person, to you personally, or just just that wasn't yet.
See, Denise wants you to get on TikTok. She wants you to make TikTok.
Oh yeah, TikTok. TikTok. God got it. I noticed that almost every artist that was on American Idol, the show's still going, was they were popular on TikTok.
Yeah.
And it's amazing. Some of these people have huge followings, and and the talent, the level of the talent is just unbelievable. So that TikTok has really been a godsend for a lot of aspiring artists. Joni just said, "I have a Valentine's video of you wearing a teddy." A teddy. What's a teddy? Isn't that a girl's thing?
It was my lingerie. It was early on in our relationship, and you laid it over yourself and made videos as if you were wearing it. And those are some that I locked down on your YouTube.
Oh, they were naughty?
Well, I mean,
a teddy.
I mean, it was my
full disclosure right now. I want it full. I am not wearing any socks. Okay? There it is.
Oh.
There it is. Just
okay.
I'm on.
Okay, got it.
Melody Lee's. There's Melody.
Hi, Melody. Yes, Melody was with me when I picked out my wedding dress.
Yes.
So many.
Show some of my artwork.
Yeah, you can show your artwork.
I still haven't done this. But what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna go take it to a studio or something where they can take the process and enlarge it without it degrading too much. See how big I can get. Amy doesn't think it can be done.
You can't do that, honey, because the pictures are already low resolution.
Anyway, I'm going to see what can be done. So so see how big I can get them. I'm not going to be able to do very big, but because I like to put them in a book, and I want to see how if they can be appropriate size where it'd be nice to.
Oh, Tanya, that's so sweet of you. I didn't even know that my stickers were there. Tanya just
Where are you sticking?
Gave us a 1999 super sticker. We can put that towards our wedding anniversary dinner.
Oh wow, who did that? Tanya?
My friend Tanya.
Oh, there's my sister. Make t-shirts. Yeah, actually. Yeah.
We have to have very high resolution imagery.
No, we did. We made some. We made some.
She means of your art, honey.
But I did. We put it on a bag. We put it on
tote bag.
We put it on a couple of things, and it worked. So there are things that can be done. Don't be such a doodle face. You puppy girl, you tutu. I tell you, you naughty girl. Anything can be done because it can be done. Never say never, and never say never. And one more thing, never say never.
All right, guys. Well, we are going to wrap up this special edition of the Vintage Dish.
Never.
Special anniversary edition to celebrate our second wedding anniversary. And then the day after my birthday this year, it will be our 11 years together. So it's super amazing and exciting. Over a decade that I've spent with this man. So I'm truly blessed. And then, as I mentioned, if you would like to subscribe to Chuck's channel and check out his past silly videos, the link is here in the video description, as well as his Instagram and his Facebook. And then, of course, my links are here as well. I am so close to getting to my next milestone on Instagram, which is 5,000 followers. Wow. So if you guys are not following me there, please give me a follow over on Instagram. The link is here in the video. And then, of course, I'm going to do my shout out for Whatnot. Whatnot is a live selling platform. It is super exciting. I've been working really hard to get some of our sellers to join in, and we're going to be part of this huge launch event for the vintage community over on Whatnot, and that's going to happen in July. So we want to get everybody over there so that you're in place and ready to take part in the fun, and it makes the process so streamlined for both the sellers and the buyers. You guys don't have to chase us down for invoices. We don't have to wait for you guys to send your information. When you win an item, your payment method automatically gets charged, so you don't have to worry about sending your payment. It's just so much fun. The auction happens on the screen. Hi, honey. That's his wonky thumb. We don't have to count down. It's just amazing. So I put my Whatnot link here in this video as well. So if you click on it and you sign up for Whatnot, you will get $10 off your first purchase. I get a $10 credit to buy more good stuff to bring to my sales or to make dolls with.
There's Linda Hoffman.
So Linda,
Where are the links?
so next to the title of the video, you'll see a little V shape, and you click on that and all this information drops down and you will see the link for Whatnot. Click on it. But if you create an account, do so through the link. Don't download the app first, because then you won't get your $10 credit. And I know you guys are going to want that to shop with. So with that being said, be sure to tune in on Wednesday for my weekly sale with Sarah the Traveling Button.
100% for sure. At the end of the day, I'm not lying.
Yeah, because Chuck and I watch all those young dating shows, and we pick up on all the new hip.
Yeah, they speak in, at the end of the day, 100% for sure. And I'm not lying. I'm not going to lie.
I ain't going to lie.
I ain't going to lie.
But yeah, in our show, we're probably going to talk all about Love After Lockup, 90 Day Fiance, all of those fun shows, those trash TV shows that we love.
Yeah.
But anyway, wicked good vintage here on my channel, Wednesday, 1 p.m. Pacific, 4 p.m. Eastern. And our special guests this week are Allison with Skeleton Keys in the Closet. And then I'm bringing my friends from Whatnot over, the Glass Man Pimp and the Glass Gal Val from Kennedy's Castle. They are going to be our special guests. I'm super excited to have them over here on YouTube. And then on Thursday, I'm going to do another Whatnot sale, 4 p.m. Pacific, 7 p.m. Eastern. So be sure to sign up and I will see you there. And then on Friday here on, I think it's on my channel this week. Yeah, I'm pretty sure it is. It's Doll Inclusive with Cole Eugene from Kitschy Flower, my creative partner. We're going to make dolls, so be sure to tune in for that. And then we have a Doll Inclusive sale on Instagram on Saturday at 2 p.m. Pacific. I can't do the math right now. 5 p.m. Eastern. And that's a wrap. So you guys have a wonderful rest of your evening. Hop on over to Vintage Rescue Squad. Yes. Yeah. Vintage Rescue Squad. I can't recall if it's on Misty or Michael's channel, but it's either the Cult of Vintage or Thrifter, Junker, Vintage, Hunter. I always get Misty's name mixed up, but you guys know, those of you who know, you know where to go. Hop on over to Vintage Rescue Squad, and I will see you guys again on Wednesday. Happy anniversary, honey.
Happy anniversary. Thank you guys for coming. As I said, I'm going to have my look back. I'm going to, I got a hold of Paul Stanley, and because he has long hair, you know, and he turned me on to the guy who cuts his hair. So I'm going to have, you know, get my long hair, you know, shaped and see how it goes. I'm very excited about that, because this thing is like so long and just really a pain. So that's how big my life is. I'm getting my hair cut. And, you know, continuing doing my artwork. It's fun and writing. I don't know if you know that, but I do a lot of writing. Anyway, so look, thank you for sharing our wedding with us. It was a wonderful day, and I love my baby. And I'll let her take us out.
All right. We'll see you guys soon. Bye.